Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. A new race and equity ad hoc task force is being formed in Edina, and the City Council is expected to appoint members this month. The task force will make recommendations on policies, practices, and strategies for the city to identify and eliminate race-based disparities in city government facilities, services, and institutions.
I think the primary benefit to city staff and then ultimately to our residents is that we will have the opportunity to take a deeper look at our facilities, our institutions, and our services. And if there are situations in those three subject areas where we're causing disparate impacts, we want to know. We're not so sure that we can identify those right now, but by putting a lot more brains to the task, we think we can get a more comprehensive look and remedy some problems if we have some.
3 working groups will support the task force. The Services Working Group will focus on the city's public services, such as public safety, community health, and public works. The Facilities Working Group will focus on public facilities, such as parks, City Hall, and recreation facilities. The Institutional Working Group will focus on internal city procedures and practices, such as employment practices, communications protocols, and advisory board and commission membership. The task force is expected to complete its work in early 2018. An ambitious proposal could convert West 49th and a half Street from a lane of concrete parking structures into a showcase of new retail shops, apartments, and public plazas more befitting 50th and France. The proposal from Buell Investors Saturday Properties also includes additional parking spaces. It was selected in December by the Edina Housing and Redevelopment Authority as the preferred choice among 4 submissions for developing a vacant lot at 3930 West 49th and a half and portions of the surrounding commercial area. The selection of a preferred development partner is the first step in a lengthy process, and there is no guarantee the concept will come to fruition. Among the issues to be tackled are the scope and scale of the project, parking ownership, pedestrian easements, financing, and purchase price. As with all new redevelopment, the process would include a neighborhood meeting and a thorough review by the Planning Commission and City Council.
A few years ago, back in 2014, the city bought these properties with the intention of building more public parking. And the more we understood what their true goal was, we realized while we needed some additional parking, we wanted vibrancy. We wanted a reason for people to go to 49th and a half Street. So when we issued a request for proposal, we really encouraged developers to be creative and deliver this piece of infrastructure, but do it in a way that really lived up to the reputation of 50th and France.
Buell Investors Saturday Properties proposes to add a floor to the north ramp parking structure and expand it onto the vacant lot and a lot to the west. On both new sections, new commercial space would be on the first floor with parking behind and on the above floors. A vertical wall of plants would help beautify the north ramp. Directly across the street, the development team suggests complete redevelopment of the center ramp parking structure and the adjacent surface parking lot, turning that into a 6-story mixed-use building with retail space and public plazas on the ground floor and luxury apartments above. Parking would be below ground.
The project is providing about an acre of outdoor public space where the existing 1970s ramp is. So, I mean, I think everybody realizes that ramp kills the street life, and 49 and a half Street doesn't have the same character that the rest of 50th and France does.
The developers will present their sketch plan to the Planning Commission and City Council this month and next. The Edina Arts Center has many and varied shows, but not many artists have been involved as long as the one we recently met. Edina TV's Scott Denfeld and I attended opening night of the Jack O'Leary Art Show at the Arts Center. Here's more on this very accomplished and lifelong artist.
Very impressive body of work.
Jack O'Leary was very young when he decided to pursue art as a career.
After World War II, when when all sorts of educational options were open to you, I said, oh, hell, I'll be a fine artist.
He attended 2 art schools, but after getting married, Jack decided he'd also get a degree in art education.
You're romantic, you can do these things, you don't worry about making a living at it.
Even while raising a family, Jack found a unique path to express his creativity.
I designed and built and flew model airplanes competitively around the country.
After the passing of his wife, Jack got back into art. In fact, most of his work in the show has been created over the past 13 years. And as Michael Fry explains, Jack's talent is immense.
He mainly has painted in acrylic, and that's what this show is all about. But if you walk through the gallery, you'll see some pieces in charcoal, in pencil. I think there's one pastel piece. He's really skilled at working at different medium.
And on top of that, Jack has learned how to create art with his computer, a rare skill for more seasoned artists. Marjorie Moody is on the Minnesota Artists Association board with Jack. She says he's a great board member and contributor, but she also really appreciates his unique work.
He's really got a way of making something creative and yet interesting, and they're kind of organic, and you're not sure if it's based on reality or if it's just totally abstract.
Believe it or not, Jack just celebrated his 90th birthday.
I'm a very lucky guy, absolutely, and I attributed most of that to selecting my parents wisely.
Jack's daughter Lisa says if art hasn't kept him young, it has definitely kept her dad engaged and has greatly widened his social circle.
I think it was really a wonderful thing that after my mom passed away, and I believe it was 2001, that it was a sort of a reawakening of his own artistic expression.
More evidence that we're never too old to pursue our passions. If you'd like to see Jack's work, it will be on display at the Art Center through January 26th. Thanks for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.